Hi, this is the second video of two that are on the subject of VLOOKUP. The first was more or less setting up a table so that we could use it for this part of the exercise. So this is where all the mechanics of VLOOKUP are explained. So let's go. So VLOOKUP, VLOOKUP stands for vertical lookup, and it's an Excel function to look up data in a table organized vertically. We'll explain this. And VLOOKUP stands for vertical lookup. There is a horizontal lookup, which is an HLOOKUP. You don't tend to use that very much, and we won't be covering it. It's important to note that lookup values must appear in the first column of the table passed into VLOOKUP. All of this will get explained. The easiest way to learn VLOOKUP is actually to practice it, and you'll start to understand what it does for you. So let's just jump right in and have a bit of a practice. So this is the table where we left it in the last lesson. And what we'd done is we'd hidden all of these cells. So what I'm going to do is right click up there and go unhide, because I want my cells back. Hopefully I can unhide it. Unhide. Okay, that's one cell. Yeah, let's see. Unhide. Can be a little tricky to unhide. Bear with me. Unhide. Okay. All right. So I've unhidden the whole lot there. All right. So eventually what we want to do is we want to put a VLOOKUP here. But to start with, let's just put a VLOOKUP in here so that we don't have to do too much jumping around. So VLOOKUP is a function. And as you know, Excel has a lot of functions. We've used the function sum so far. And you know that when we want to use a function, we have to use a formula. And you know that to build a formula, we need the equal sign. So everything starts with equals. And that's how we enter things. But before we get going, let's copy any old number. So I've just done a Control-C. I do a Control-V. All right. So what I want to do is in cell G7, I want to look up the first name of Elizabeth, of this number. So whoever's this number, I want to come down and I want to find out who is their first name. Obviously we can see it's Elizabeth. And obviously our sample is very small, right? We have 18 students. This command is built for when you might have a whole school. Imagine you had 700 records. It would be no way as easy to pick that. The other idea is that this number would be gotten from a student card, for instance. So you might click on scan on a student card with a QR code reader or something like that, and that's where you would get the number from. And then the idea is that the computer would automatically fill out the name here. So that's what we're trying to do. So imagine that we just scanned this name. And so we want to put the name, this number, sorry, and we want to put the name here. So we start with an equals, and then we type in VLOOK. And usually it comes up after just two letters. I recommend once that comes up to actually just press Tab. Tab is the key that will autocomplete. It's a good habit to get into for all sorts of programming to use autocomplete. So I'm going to press Tab. All right, so the first thing it asks for, well, you can see here that it's giving you a bit of a help. It's trying to tell you what information it needs to operate, what VLOOKUP needs to operate. It actually needs 4 pieces of information, 1, 2, 3, and 4. The first one is the lookup value, and it's the easiest. It's the key to the whole thing. So just grab your mouse and click on the key, the thing that you want to look up. All right, once you've clicked on it, let your mouse go or your trackpad go and press comma. Okay, the next thing is the most tricky, and it's the table array. So what you're going to do is define whereabouts it can find the answer to this lookup. So grab your mouse, highlight column A and column B. So click on column A and just drag across to column B. Okay, now it's a bit confusing at this point. You're not sure what it's doing. What you need to do is let go of the mouse, okay? You need to let go of the mouse. Use your keyboard and type in comma. Okay. Once you type in comma, it's going to say you now need a column index. Now, column index is pretty easy. So we did a table of A and B. Now, this is column 1 and this is column 2. So we can just type in comma, whoops, not comma, we can type in 2. Now the last thing is a range lookup. Now we always want 0, so comma 0 and bracket. Okay, so I've basically, once I type the comma here, I haven't used the mouse at all. If you use the mouse, you're going to get lost. So make sure on the keyboard you type 2, comma, 0, close bracket, and then press enter. And as you can see, it's converted this to Elizabeth. And you might be thinking, well, that's a bit crazy, but it's pretty cool because it can look things up, right? So say I change the number to this. You can see it picks the new value. So all of this is quite nice. So this is VLOOKUP. Now what we might want is the whole name. We might want the first and last name. What you can actually do is, see how you've got VLOOKUP here. We can do a couple of things. We could do this. We could go equals VLOOKUP tab, and we could grab the number, comma, and this time we're looking for the last name, so we'd go, okay, so we're selecting from A to C this time. We always need to select the key value, and you'll notice that the key value is always the first value in the table that I've defined. And now we need to put in comma, and it's the column index. This time we want 1, 2, 3. And we always put in 0, so comma 0, close bracket, press enter. And there you have it, Linda Donaldson. So you've got first name, last name. Now to join things together in Excel, we've got a couple of different ways. We can use concatenate or we can use ampersand, and I'll show you both. So equals, and then I can use the mouse to click here. And then I can use the ampersand sign. And then I can use the mouse to click here, and I can press enter. And you can see it joins it up but doesn't leave a space. So we can go back to our formula. We can edit it, and we can go quote, space, quote, ampersand. So that's one way to do it. Another way to do it is with the function called concatenate. So I can go equals, concatenate, tab. Once again, I use my mouse to click on G7, comma. This time I'll put in space, in quotes, comma, and then I'll click on the last column. Close the bracket, press enter. You can see the results the same. So either using the ampersands or using concatenate, whichever you prefer. And you can see that this is working well now. You can see that everything gets updated when we select a new student. You can also you can sort of combine things together. So this one puts one lookup here for the first name, one lookup for the second name, and then we can concatenate them over here. So, but what we can do actually is we could go ampersand. So that means do the lookup of the first name, then put a space, and then go on with the next VLOOKUP, and just do it all as you would normally do it. Oh, some problem there. Ah, yep. So I haven't put an ampersand here. And you can see now that I've combined ampersands and VLOOKUP. So what you can have is in one formula you can use multiple functions, which is something quite powerful. All right, so that's an introduction to VLOOKUP. Obviously you can go back and rerun it and try it for yourself. But let's clear all of that. So I'll select those cells, delete them. All right, so now what we want to do is we want to put our VLOOKUP in this table here on this worksheet. So what we need is a student name here. So what we need is equals. And usually, even though I showed you the trick of putting two functions on the one line. I would normally do it one by one, just so that I know if I make a mistake, I know where the mistake is. So I'd go VLOOKUP, our student number's here. I use my mouse, and by the way, this takes some practice, okay? And try and listen to my instructions on when to use the mouse and when not. It's quite important, and it's easy to get lost. So basically, you've typed in probably VL tab, and then you use your mouse to click on the student number, and then you press comma. Now you grab your mouse, select the data table, and we want to get the first name, so we highlight the first two columns. Take your hand off the mouse, press comma, and now we type in 2, which is the column number. Remember, we typed in 1 column, 2 columns, so this is the second column. And then still we haven't used the mouse at all, so we can press comma. And then we always type in 0 for the last one, close brackets, press enter. So remember not to touch the mouse for that last little bit there. And if we do that, we'll see that it hasn't found it because I've put in an invalid student number there. Now there's ways to suppress this, but I'll put this in a separate video, or you can look it up yourself. How do I get rid of the NA on VLOOKUP? So the problem here is what's happening is I've said look up student 4646465. There's no student 4646465, so it doesn't know what to do. And that's why it puts the NA. What we really should have is a nice error message. But that's the subject of another video. For this video, what we will do, just for testing purposes, is we'll copy a valid student number over to here. And you can see it's got Marcy. So this has worked and I'm happy with it. So what I would do now is I would modify it to actually pick up both names. So I would put, maybe I'll use the ampersand trick. Put some spaces in there, and then another ampersand, and VLOOKUP again, and grab the lookup value, comma. Now we have to define the table. So we go over here, select the first 3 columns, let go of the mouse, comma, 3, comma, 0, close brackets, enter. And you can see now I've got the student name there. Now, the way I was thinking was that the office personnel will type in a reason. So maybe the train was late or something like that. Okay, and so we've done the first part here. And now the second part is really just using this data from here and the skills that you've already learnt, which is basically using the ampersand or concatenate. There's one trick that I will show you though. So we might type in a command like equals, quote, please excuse, ampersand, maybe student, ampersand, and we get the student name from here, ampersand, quote, from being late to class, close brackets. Okay, so we've got that. Now what we want to put is a new line. So on the next line, we want to put the reason. So the way you do that, and it's not easy to find, is you go ampersand and you go CHAR brackets 10. That puts a new line on in the box. And then you can go ampersand, and then you can put something like quotes, reason, what given, space, ampersand, and then select this cell to say that's where you get the reason from. Press enter. See how we go. Now you can see at the moment it's not doing that. You must remember when you use the CHR5 to click on text wrap. So we click on text wrap, select the cell, click on text wrap, and now we've got something. You can see that the reason starts on the new line. We might left justify it. So this is starting to look really good now. One thing we can do to make it look extra pretty is we might put a bit of indenting. So if you select that cell, right click, format cells, under alignment, you can go indent of maybe 2. And that just brings everything in a little bit to make it look a bit better. So that is looking pretty good. This was the sample, and this is what we've created. Not too bad. We've obviously damaged the border here, but I'm sure you guys can sort that out. And the late note looks pretty good. The only thing I did here was put a fake button. Later on in the course, we'll learn how to do a real button. You could do a fake button if you wanted very easily. You could just merge them together, you can imagine. And something like that. Center maybe. Center. Okay, so something like that. But that's it. You've pretty much learned how to do VLOOKUP. I would recommend practicing it a few times. We've learned how to put VLOOKUP, multiple VLOOKUPs on one line. But basically the whole idea behind VLOOKUP is that you have a lookup value and then you want to find what that value equals in a vertical table. In other words, tables where the columns are where the data is stored, and you must have the first column being the key. Okay, that's the only trick to it. Apart from that, that's VLOOKUP. Let me know if you've got any problems, and I will give you some tips. Okay, good luck with it.